Welcome to Tech News.
Today, in a new edition, we're gonna talk about Stalin and the USSR.
So, Losif Vissarionovich Dzugasvili was born on the 18th of December 1879 in a peasant village named Kolgori, Georgia. He was son of Vissarion Dzugasvili, a cobbler and a Kitivan, and son of Gelatse, a washerwoman. Joseph was a frail child. When he was 7, he got smallpox. That's why his face is all scarred up. And a year later, he got in a car accident. That's why his left arm is slightly deformed. When he was small, he was bullied a lot. So that's why he was very angry at the people. When he was kind of young, he was put in a church school, and that's where he met the Mesame Dacia, secret organization that supported Russian independence. They introduced him to the writing of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. In 1801, he joined the Social Democratic Labor Party, and a year later, he got arrested for coordinating a strike and got exiled to Siberia. It was during that time where he got named Stalin, meaning man of steel. And in 1922, he was appointed to the Communist Party and gave him a lot of control over the party because he was a general secretary.
We have a call from Russia. We have a reporter who's gonna talk about Stalin. Coming to you live from Tech News.
Yeah, I heard you, Edgardo. Hi, I'm Sine, and I'm gonna tell you about the dictator's action and participation in and during the World War II war. First, Stalin was never against Hitler. He was never in favor or against him. But one day Hitler told him that join to him, because if both nations were together, they could win all the war. But Stalin told him that, man, I don't want to be with you or without you. I just want to be in peace. So Hitler take that really, really bad. So Hitler invaded Poland, in which Russia and Germany have agreement in which Germany can't invade Poland. And well, Hitler broke that agreement. And also he told to Stalin, if you're not in my side, you're against me. You're against me. So is when Germany declared war to the URSS with Operation Barbarossa, where the Nazis arrived to Moscow. But by the weather and the shortage of oil, they start to lose people, to lose army, and start to be more weak. So in 1942, it became the Battle of Stalingrad, in which it was decisive to see who won the war, or Germany or the URSS. And well, Stalin became victorious, and after that, in 1943, it begins the Battle of Kursk, in which Germany gave her last effort to, win something. They take all her tanks, all her planes, all her army, all her infantry, but again, Stalin and the URSS became victorious, until in 1945, the URSS finally defeat Germany and Hitler, and with that, they gave the victory to the World War II in Europe. Thank you.
Excuse me. Okay, now talking about political and economic ideologies of Joseph Stalin. Stalinism is a term used to refer to the way government of the Soviet Union by Stalin and the followers was in that time. It's a success from Lenin's government. It is known as a way that Stalin governed by using hostility and foreign, even though there was some conflicts between foreign countries. Stalin wanted to make a a communist country. And even though the people think that a dictator is gonna be like crazy with his ideas and everything, you can see that Stalin was a bright man because he followed Karl Marx ideologies by making he wanted to make a Russia, or in that time the Soviet Union, an communism country. But the Trotsky's followers didn't agree in the way Stalin did it. So Trotsky followers named this as Lenin was doing. They didn't like the way Stalin governed. So Trotsky's the way that the followers from Trotsky named say that Stalin wasn't even socialist or communist. He was even he was an autocracy, but that isn't true because it was a working class, and in that working class, the government had privilege and benefits from it. Also, in the economy, if we can see Stalin's favors, we can see that Stalin made in the Soviet Union one of the fastest economy changes. This make a really great progress in history. Like this, now named by history, is Stalin made the fastest progress in history in the Soviet Union. But this progress was not only the fastest in the Soviet Union, it was also in the entire world. What Lenin do was a 5-year plan accelerating the economy in the country, especially in iron and coal, but there were also other factors and things. The changes were exactly in he was established in Karl Marx ideologies and a change in 5-year plans of the economy, and it was one of the greatest changes because it follows to the Russia in the moment that it was like it get Russia, or it got to make Russia one of the greatest world's power. Today we have a new special guest known as Antonio El Chato Martínez Pérez de Juárez.
He's coming from Mexico, and he's gonna talk about the end of the regime.
Also known as El Pocho.
Do you hear me, Toño?
I'm hearing you, Joaquin. Joseph Stalin, for someone, a national hero, for others, a cold-blooded murderer. In Stalin's last years, he became increasingly suspicious and continued to make purges inside the Red Party. His death and dictatorship arrived after the night of heavy drinking. He dies of a stroke on March 5th of 1953. Many people of the Soviet Union mourned his loss of his greatest leader, who transformed the Soviet Union from feudal economy to an industrial power, and played a crucial role in defeating Hitler. But the millions increased cheering the demise of one of the most murderous dictators in history, Stalin's successor, Khrushchev, denounces the death of the dictator and begins the wave of de-Stalinization. His real name was Nikita Khrushchev, that took power in 1953 and finished in 1954, who tried to stay away from Stalinism. He was the leader through some of the most important events of Russia, like the Cold War. He was leader during the building of the Berlin Wall and missile crisis in 1962. Perhaps one of the things why he left the power. The Stalinization consisted in removing the Stalin name from the public buildings, streets, and cities, like Stalingrad, that now is renamed as Volgograd. His cult personality was denounced. His body was removed from the Red Square and buried, nobody knows, elsewhere. The URSS was good economically for about 40 years, then it crashed and led to the creation of Russia. Thank you. Back with you, Joaquin.
So, two of the four human rights that Joseph Stalin broke, one of them was the right to talk freely, because every time you say something that was against him or against the government, you will get punished, like killed or get in prison. So what's one human right violated? The other one is to take part in government, such because the woman could not be in the government. It was all men, and that was very bad for the woman, and that's another another right violated. And we have a super special guest in Russia, coming from Russia, and he's going to talk about the other two human rights violated.
In the Article 8, we can see that it says clearly that everyone that can violate or something has the right to a jury and a trial. But as we know by history, Stalin didn't make this as equal as it could be, because he made the rules by his own world. He wanted to do, he did whatever he wants. So this is a way that we know he violated a lot of articles, but this is the way he violated the number 8.
Thank you very much. This will be all then by our part. Thank you, and see you next time on Tech News.